What's going on, guys? Luke22SV here, and we're back for round 12 of the season 1 of the career mode. Today we're here for the Hungarian Grand Prix, and we've come in with some engine upgrades to this race. So that's moved us up the pecking order a little bit in terms of performance, as you can see there. So hopefully that'll do us some dividends in the next few races, with some power tracks coming up like Spa in Belgium, Spa in Monza I should say. But today in Hungary it might not matter too much, because Hungary is like Monaco without the barriers, as they say. But we did get a good result in Monaco, so hopefully we can get a good result today. As you can see, we're just running through our engines there. You can see on screen we've got some good engine usage so far, apart from our combustion engine, which we've had to dip into the 4th compartment for that. But let's head straight on into qualifying then, see what we can do then, to see where we end up on the grid for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Dry conditions today, so that should do us good, because the wet weather is overpowered on here for the AI. So this should be good then. His cars should be good around this track. We've had the recent upgrade of the game update, which has reset the performance in the AI. Well, that was quite old, but it's quite recent in terms of our career mode and sort of racing. But now we should be further up the order, and hopefully we can be fighting for points regularly now in the Toro Rosso, and hopefully we can actually impress the board and the Toro Rosso managers and Franz Tost and Helmut Marko. But at the moment we haven't really done too good of a job of impressing. We've just been struggling for performance this season, making a lot of mistakes and being very erratic in driving, and we've got to cut that out if we want to stay at Toro Rosso, because I don't think they would be too impressed with how we have driven so far, particularly in the last race in Germany. A performance to forget for us. We just made so many mistakes, ended up finishing well towards the back and taking out Roman Grosjean in the end as well, and that was just a really bad day at the office for us. After a good result in our home Grand Prix in Silverstone, we just ended up following up with such a disastrous performance like that. And here we are then, it is our lap then, we've come around the final corner. It's our best lap as well, so hopefully it's good enough to put us into the top half of the grid. That would be lovely to see us in the top half, but we've crossed the line now, and it's currently P6 and last, so P7. So that was the only lap we did in qualifying as well, and we're not in the top 10, but our teammate is, so that's good signs for future races. Our overall performance in the Toro Rosso. Alexander Albon getting probably his best qualifying in a while, to be fair, getting in the top 10. We're a little bit further down the order though. You can't even see us. We're not in the top 14. We are currently P18, only ahead of the Williams. So a really disappointing. Behind George Russell even. So that's even worse. One of the McLarens having a disappointing day as well, in Lando Norris. But we'll move on to the race then. I've got a mountain to climb again with the contract negotiation coming up. Are they going to decide to go with someone else, or are we going to end up having to go with someone else because we're going to get shown the door by Toro Rosso, or are we going to be able to stay here for the rest of the season? Despite having all these points, we just really have been underperforming in areas and just been driving like Maldonado on acid. But here's the grid order then for the starting order of the grid. Hamilton is leading from Bottas, grid performance from the Mercedes team. Vettel ahead of Verstappen on row 2. So it should be Leclerc and Gasly on row 3, and yes it is. Perez doing well for Racing Point. Grosjean 8th. Albon moves up to 9th. Hulkenberg 10th. Magnussen and Raikkonen and Devon Butler with the penalty down in 14th behind Lance Stroll. Lucas Weber ahead of Daniel Ricciardo. George Russell and myself on row 9. And then on row 10 it's Robert Kubica ahead of Lando Norris then. Let's head on to the start then of the Hungarian Grand Prix and see where we can go from this 18th place. Hopefully we can move forwards. You can see George Russell ahead of us. We should be able to get past him easily. But lights out and away we go then. And of course we'd expect a poor start, and of course we do get a poor start, as is very common in this game. Lando Norris is going past us already, so we're down into last place before we get to the first corner. But diving in down into the first corner, we make a dive bomb past a few drivers. Got Devon Butler on the inside of us there. Now we're up into P15 at the end of turn 1, and now Butler's fighting back. We're down to P17 all of a sudden, but we're hanging around the outside and make it back up to P15. Think about going past Lance Stroll here with P14. We get the inside and comfortably overtake Lance Stroll. Brilliant move then up into P14. So good start after the first few corners there. Now we can focus on getting past Daniel Ricciardo, who's on the medium tyres, and go around the outside. And we think about making a move around the outside of Raikkonen, perhaps not. In the end, we think better of it. And now going down the inside of Raikkonen, we get a tap up the arse from Lance Stroll, I think it is. And there we go. That little tap actually helped us get past Kimi Raikkonen in the end. So we're now up for P12 then. after the first lap, unless we can get past Hulkenberg and make it 7 positions we gained on the first lap. But at the moment we've gained 6 positions. Can we make it a 7th one? Hulkenberg's defending from us. We go to the outside, and now we're making it past Nico Hulkenberg then, P11, so we've gained 7 positions on the first lap. So a good first lap from us then. Now you can see Alexander Albon is just ahead of us, so that's a good start. That's good news for us that we can now compete with our teammate in this race. Both the Hasses and both the Toro Rossos line of third then together on track. So looks like we're very evenly matched with the Hasses at the moment, who are a lot further ahead in the constructors than us. So that's good news for us that we've improved our car. And here's the replay then of the start. You can see Hamilton leading the way from his teammate Valtteri Bottas, and us getting the slowest start possible as we head into turn 1. Everyone, Constantino's up. We dive down the inside, as you would expect in these Codemasters F1 games, that they just leave a train track for, even at the start of the races, there's always a train track. But now, heading towards turn 2, they start to bunch up a little bit more after the first corner, actually. But yeah, we go. We make the move around the outside past Lance Stroll, who decides to repay us for that by tapping us past Daniel Ricciardo a few moments later. So here we go. We can see we're going through turn 4, and then turn 5 we hang it round the outside of Daniel Ricciardo, and then going past Kimi Räikkönen. You can see Lance Stroll, who dives past Kimi Räikkönen there. As you can see, just right behind us, you can see a bit of front wing flying away, and that is Lance Stroll's front wing. So not a good day for Lance Stroll. He's going to have to come into the pits to replace that. So not a good race for him. He's not really had many good races this season. He's a long way behind his teammate in the driver standings. Sergio Perez is up there fighting for best of the rest, and Lance Stroll is down there fighting for if I could be better than the Williams drivers. But at the moment, a disappointing season for Lance Stroll, and a poor season for Kimi Räikkönen as well, who's not yet got off the mark, I don't think. But now, moving on to lap 3, we've got DRS available to us, and you can see Grosjean and Albon fighting there for P8, I believe. And now we got Kevin Magnussen ahead of us as well. So Albon fighting Grosjean, we're fighting Magnussen. Let's see if we can get 2 Toro Rossos ahead, both of the Hasses at this point in the race, because that would be great for our constructors' standings. Help us move up the table, because we're a long way off the main. Well, there's sort of 3 categories. You've got the Ferrari, Red Bull, and Mercedes, and you've got the Renault, Haas, and then you've got McLaren as well down the order as well with us, Alfa Romeo and Williams, Renault, Haas, and Racing Point very further up the order than us. But now we're following Magnussen quite closely on lap 3 then. So hopefully if we get onto lap 4, we get the DRS straight on the main straight. And there's yellow flags there as well. Us behind us, someone is going backwards. I believe it's a Williams. But yeah, now we're moving on to the end of lap 3. We're going to be right close to Kevin Magnussen, perhaps thinking about making a move here. And if we can get close enough, Robert Kubica is out of the race. So not really going to be able to do much in that Williams, unfortunately. But having it ended early has ended any chance of points for him. And now we've got DRS. Can we get a move on Kevin Magnussen, or is he going to be able to get close enough to the guys in front of him? That's the problem with this. We've got the DRS open from us, but they've got the DRS too, so it's still sort of status quo in that sort of effect. But you can see Albon now behind Grosjean. They've been fighting for the last couple of laps now, so hopefully those guys fighting will be able to slow the rest of us down, and we can get a move on Kevin Magnussen. We get close to him on the exit of turn 2 towards turn 3, now towards turn 4. Here we're going to see Albon, Grosjean. This is a potential overtaking spot if you're very fearful, or fierce, I should say. Yeah, there's a very tempting overtaking spot if you've got enough ball to go overtake there. Sometimes you get it wrong and have to give the position back if you run wide. Very easy to run wide after the exit of turn 4. And now we're really closing up now to Kevin Magnussen, Albon and Grosjean as well. So surely there's a move able to be being made here soon enough as we run wide. And now Grosjean and Magnussen is looking into their mirrors then, to having to defend from a Toro Rosso on this lap. Will Albon be able to make a move on Grosjean? Will he be able to make a move on Magnussen? Or will Magnussen perhaps try and move on Albon? We'll see that as we go around the final corner onto lap 4. And now going on to lap 5, we get DRS open. They get a better exit than us though, so it doesn't look like we're going to be able to make a move now. We're going to have to defend from Hulkenberg, who's following this little train of cars. And is Hulkenberg going to be able to make a move on us? We got overheating on the front left tyre, and Albon has made a move past Romain Grosjean. Is he going to be able to make it stick? No, Grosjean fights back, and Grosjean's managed to keep hold of P8 then. Albon's stuck in P9, as we go into turn 2. Now we're really closing up. Magnussen is getting interested there too. So this battle for 8th and early in this race. Then Albon now get wheel to wheel with Grosjean as we head towards turn 4. Who's going to get first? Who's going to pull out? And Grosjean is pulled out. Magnussen's got past Grosjean. Now we're looking to get past Grosjean, so we're going to turn 5. Making a move down the inside. He turns in on us a little bit, and we managed to get hold of P10. So Grosjean going from P8 to P11 there. A really shoddy few corners from Grosjean. So yeah, now we've got that car out the way. Now we've got to get the other Haas out the way. Magnussen, who's going to be looking to get past Alexander Albon, perhaps. Maybe Magnussen's got a little bit more pace in this race than what we've got. We should soon see, as we'll be pitting on the next lap for lap 6. Move on to the medium tyres, which hopefully we can get an undercut as we go out wide and we lose a little bit of performance there. We go out of shape, oversteer on the exit of that corner. Now we're going to have to defend from Romain Grosjean because of that little mistake. Now we're not going to be able to attack his other teammate in the Haas of Kevin Magnussen. But now we've still got DRS, but Grosjean's really going to be close to us here. We're not going to be close enough to Magnussen. Is Grosjean going to be able to make the move past us back into the points, or are we going to be able to stay ahead of him in P10? You see that red proximity arrow getting closer. We run wide into turn 1. Grosjean's got past us on the exit though. We get a better exit out of turn 1. We're still ahead of him at this point. We should have the inside line into turn 2. We should be able to keep it. But there you can see Magnussen going wheel to wheel. Alexander Albon, our teammate. It looks like Magnussen's going to get moved stick, and Magnussen's now up to P8. We're into P10. So now our teammate is the next target for us. Can we get past Alexander Albon and get a great exit on turn 4, right on to the back of him into turn 5? But unfortunately, can't make a move around the exit at turn 5. It would probably force us out. But now then, we're really close to Alexander Albon. Can we make a move on our teammate and show the Toro Rosso guys that we're the number 1 guy here? We're the favourite for that Red Bull seat. We're the one that they should put in the Red Bull. Should one of those guys move on, or should they decide that we're better than one of the Red Bull guys? But now we're going to be pitting this lap then and see where we can end up after the pit stops. But you can see we're close enough to Albon now. But Albon might not be too happy that we got the first choice in the pit stop, considering we started so far behind him, probably 9 places behind him I think it was. He started 9th, we started 18th, but we're now lying as 3rd in this race as we come into the pits. And we're going to put on those medium tyres as Grosjean is ahead of us. And you can see Hulkenberg now pitting as well. So who's got the best pit crew here? We should soon find out. Hulkenberg is there, and then we can see the Alfa Romeo there as well. So we have got Robert Kubica to block us this time in the pits. You can see Hulkenberg there is actually getting out of the pits, and that's an unsafe release, isn't it not? But no, Hulkenberg goes through us, and we lose the place to Hulkenberg in the pits. And you can see it's actually Lucas Weber that's behind us, not Kimi Räikkönen. So a really poor pit stop there for us, but now we're going to see where we end up. Now as we head towards the end of this lap, we've got Hulkenberg ahead of us, so we're going to be looking to get back past Hulkenberg immediately. That was not what we wanted. That's really could have cost us dear in this race. It could have cost us some points actually. But now we're fighting to get close enough to Hulkenberg to perhaps get past him again. As you can see, the rest of the people that have yet to pit go in this pit. You can see George Russell there in the Williams, and now we get DRS on Nico Hulkenberg. See if we can get past him into turn 1. There's cars coming out of the pits that we've been fighting. There's the other Alfa Romeo there, and you can see Grosjean. We go around the outside of Nico Hulkenberg. Can we make it stick? And you can see Grosjean forces us out wide. So now Hulkenberg fights back because we got squeezed by Grosjean. But now we've actually managed to get past Nico Hulkenberg. So we're back up to P13. Now we can see Grosjean and Albon. So we lost position to Grosjean. Magnussen's a little bit further down the road. So not the best pit stop strategy for us though. So we lost a few positions there. Now we're looking to get past Grosjean again, have to re-overtake Grosjean, who basically gifted us a position a few laps ago when he just yielded to Magnussen and Albon. Poor driving really from Grosjean. He shouldn't have really just given away 3 positions like that, but has to decide to keep him for another year though, for some reason. But now we got Grosjean. Can we get past him? We need to get past him quickly if we want to progress in this race and overtake the likes of Albon and Magnussen. Who are now, Magnussen's now skating off down the road. So then we got DRS then on to lap 8, moving on to lap 9. Can we get past Grosjean, or is Grosjean going to start a fight back of his own? Because we've seen Magnussen show pace in the other Haas, so maybe Grosjean's going to start showing some of that pace. But now coming on the exit of the last corner, we got a good exit. We're really close to Grosjean now. We've got that ERS mode turned up. Can we make the move on Grosjean's stick into the first corner? Are we going to dive bomb him? Yes, we are. And we almost run into the back of Alexander Albon there. but P11 is now ours, and that's good news because there's still a few cars left to pit. We're not in an actual P11, but there should be some more cars left to pit, so we should move up the order then. We should be in a provisional P10 again now, I think. I think there's 1 or 2 more cars left to pit. But Alex Albon then is our next target. We've got a personal best sector 1, and now we're making a move down the inside again into turn 5. A great exit off of turn 4, making contact with our teammate there. That could have ended one of our races if it went wrong. But luckily for us, we managed to get the move stick without making too many problems there with Alexander Albon. Although I'm not sure he's going to be too happy about that one. But now our next target is Kevin Magnussen, who's a little bit further down the road now. He's managed to pull out a little bit of a gap. So now we've got to go chase down Kevin Magnussen and see whether we can get past him or not. But yeah, he's 1.5 seconds ahead of us now. So now we're going to close down that gap and get away from Alexander Albon. Whether we could do that or not is a question, because now Albon's going to have DRS on us as we go around the last few corners of this lap. To start lap 10, Albon's going to have DRS, and maybe his ERS turned up as well as we come out of the last corner to start lap 10 of this race. Then you can see Albon now with that proximity arrow getting closer and closer to us. Is he going to make the move, stick into turn 1? He dives down the inside, we hang it to the outside. Are we going to be able to keep that 10th place, which we do? And now we're staying 10th place for the time being, and we're still trying to focus on Kevin Magnussen. Maybe Albon should leave us alone and allow us to attack Kevin Magnussen, or maybe I'm being a bit selfish there, but here we go. Now we can focus on getting Kevin Magnussen. Hopefully we can get a wave then from Alexander Albon. And indeed, moving on to the end of lap 11 now, we've closed in on Kevin Magnussen in the Haas. So hopefully now we can fight him for 8th position, because there's now another car in the pits, which I believe is a Renault. So now we can focus on getting DRS then. We've got DRS activated as we move into P9. And this is the battle for P8 then for the rest of this race. Can we get close enough to him on this lap? It doesn't look like it. And we're going to have to settle for P9 on this occasion. I'm just going to keep following him to make that perfect opportunity to get that move, perhaps on the DRS straight, while we're going to have to make a move on the exit of turn 4 into turn 5, like we did twice this race with Grosjean and with Albon. So maybe we'll have to do that again. Who knows? We'll have to see how see how this battle goes in the next few laps. But Magnussen then is now starting to fall back into us, and surely it's only a matter of time before we can take P8 away from Kevin Magnussen, because we've had a much better race than we have in qualifying again. But we need to have a better race and better qualifying, because we could be perhaps fighting for P7 at this point, because it's Sergio Perez, who's a long way down the road, actually having a great race again for the Racing Point. And probably it's only a matter of time on this career mode. He's having such a good season that you'd expect maybe one of the top 2 teams or top 3 teams to perhaps sign him in Season 2, if that's a realistic transfer, which we don't see too many realistic transfers on this game, but maybe we'll see some transfers soon, who knows, because there's a contract negotiation coming up. And now we're going to get that DRS on Kevin Magnussen to see whether we can get past him into P8. We got DRS wide open, and can we get past him into turn 1? Closing up on him, but it looks like we're a little bit too far away to make that move. So now we're going to have to wait again for the next few laps to see if we can get past him, but it's not happening this time. We're still in P9. We're looking to get that move into P8. Another 2 points would be very valuable for our championship, and that would help us a lot in the meantime as well, with other teams trying to get our reputation up as well. But now we're closing in. Can we make a move onto the exit of turn 4? Not get a best exit out of turn 4 this time to make that move past him. Just have to get such a better exit out of turn 4 to make that move possible into turn 5, but not happening here. But now going through the chicane, Magnussen's still there, but looks like we can't get past him at this point. And moving on then, we're still following Kevin Magnussen, but it's not happening at this moment. And now we're running wide, so it's not really ideal for us, but now we're just got to try and get past him on the end of lap 13. Moving on to lap 14, we're still struggling behind him, but unfortunately it's just not happening right now. But maybe on this lap, maybe it's possible. We've got to save ERS though, so maybe not this time. So we get DRS open, and now we're charging down the main straight, but we're saving it for the next lap perhaps, which should be good, because we're saving a little bit of ERS, which we need to make this move possible now. So get the DRS open again, and now we're following him towards the end of turn 2. Now we're moving on then to the end of lap 14. We've got the ERS turned up now. We've got the rich fuel mix And then now surely this is the time we get past him for P8. The extra 2 points will be vital. Both nice to have both the Toro Rossos in the points as well. We haven't seen that once yet this season. Albon struggled as well. He hasn't got a point yet this season, I don't think. But now we dive down the inside and take P8 away from Kevin Magnussen. So a great move then up into P8. And now we can focus on staying in P8 and hopefully we can get away from Kevin Magnussen. Then move into 8th place. Maybe Sergio Perez a little bit too far down the road though for us. And unfortunately, so we're going to have to settle for P8 then in this race, which is probably the best we can look for. But now we're on lap 16, moving on to the last couple of laps of this race. We've still got Kevin Magnussen behind us, so we haven't really been able to get away from him at this point, which is a shame. But now we've just got to make sure he doesn't get past us again, because he's looking to get DRS then on this lap as we move on to the last 2 laps of the race in this 18-lap race. But now he's got DRS and he's going to get such a good exit out of the last corner, and surely he's going to get a move stick here. And Magnussen does get past us. Unfortunately, we're going to try and do everything we can to retake that position. We lock up into turn 1 though. That's not good news for us. And now Magnussen's got past us into P8. Can we get past him in the last 2 laps again of this race? We've lost those 2 points. We've got 2 laps left to see if we can retake that position from Magnussen. But it looks like he's got an upturn of pace and form in the last few laps. And it looks like we've just got a bit complacent perhaps, and we lost that position to Kevin Magnussen as he gets through turn 4. Can we get a good exit on turn 4, turn 5? We'll get a bit out of shape, bit of oversteer, and unfortunately we can't do it this time. So we've only got really one opportunity left properly, which is the main straight onto the start of the last lap, where we can get DRS there. We've got to keep close with him. We used a lot of ERS actually, so we've got to do a bit of saving on the rest of this lap to see if we can get past him. But unfortunately at the moment it looks like Magnussen's sealed P8, and that is not good news for us. Well, we've got to get past him in the last lap of the race, but here we go. Can we get past him? We've got the last few corners of this lap to see whether we can do that. Now we've got to get the ERS turned up and the rich fuel mix again. We haven't got much of that left, but now onto the last lap we go. We've got DRS open. Can we get close enough? We've got the ERS mode switched up to hot lap. We've got DRS open. Surely we can get close enough to overtake him. It looks like we're a bit too far back. Are we just going to have a last dash overtake attempt and we dive down the inside of him? We're just doing a last ditch attempt to get past him. He undercuts us, cuts back underneath us, and retakes P8 unfortunately. But Kevin Magnussen has retaken P8 away from us, so now we've really got only one opportunity into turn 4 and turn 5 to see if we can retake that position away from Kevin Magnussen. We've got right close to him here. Can we get past him? Turn 4. We go through turn 4 and we've made contact there with him. We lost a bit of front wing, so we go round the outside of him into turn 5. Are we going to be able to make a stick? He cuts us off a little bit there, but now he's on the he's defending hard on the inside of turn 6. We go around the outside. Have we managed to keep it on the track there? Just about, I think. Hamilton's won the race, but we just about keep it in on the track. Perhaps in the end we did go a little bit off, but we then came back on before the overtake was stuck, I think. So I think that's acceptable, that move, as we get back into P8. And now, with just a few corners left, we can surely cross the line in P8 and take that position of 4 points, which now Albon and that have closed in as well. So we now have a train of cars there because we were slowing each other down. But it's going to be a first point then for Alexander Albon in this championship as well, which is very handy for Toro Rosso. It's exactly what we need. So we cross the line. It's going to be 5 points for the team unless Magnussen can get close enough and close finish. Oh, how close was that in the end? But it was very close. I think it was only a matter of time before I lost position. If there was a few more laps, with that front wing damage, I would have definitely finished outside the points in the end. But again, the pixelated Toto Wolff, the PS2 version of Toto Wolff, looks very happy with his result from Hamilton winning the race. But there you go, you can see Vettel on the podium as well, alongside Valtteri Bottas. But a good result then for Mercedes, another 1-2 for them, which we're very used to seeing at this point in time. But now we can see the end result then, and the drivers and constructors standings, if it loads, which the loading times are very awesome on this game sometimes. There we go. There we go, we finished 8th, Albon finished 10th, it's a good result then for us. Gasly finishing ahead of Verstappen, so there's a bit of a formation there, 2 Mercedes, 2 Ferraris, 2 Red Bulls, as it is in the driver's standings as well. We're up to 12th on 18 points, Albon gets his first point, and now we're up to 7th, so we've overtaken Alfa Romeo. So a disappointing way to end that race, though, with a bit of front wing damage, and again more incidents happening for us, so I'm sure that's going to be looked at in the contract negotiation. And well, thank you guys for watching today's race. We'll see what happens in the future regarding the contract negotiations. We're not really getting along too well with Helmut Marko at the moment, so we'll see what happens there. But thank you guys for watching today. I haven't been too well, which is why I haven't done too many videos. But I'm sure you might be able to see that in my voice, but I've been trying to hold in the cough for this entire duration of this recording. But anyway, thank you guys, and I'll see you guys very soon.